Hello everyone, my name is Lakna. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So I want to talk about the full moon lunar eclipse that's happening on October 28th. So this lunar eclipse is a culmination point of the new moon solar eclipse that we had earlier this month. So the moon will now be fully illuminating its light on whatever has been hidden from our path and from our awareness with the themes that have come up since this new moon. And because these are eclipses, we are in this vortexual energy of just really transformative and accelerated growth. I just had this vision of the fairy godmother in Cinderella when she sparks her wand, and you literally see like this vortexual energy, and you see Cinderella turning into a princess and the pumpkin turning into a carriage. And we are all undergoing this transformation right now. We're all becoming a prince or a princess, and it's not going to happen just like that, like it did for Cinderella. This is happening, like life-changing energy is continuing for the next 6 months, these themes at least. So we need to be patient with ourselves, and we need to allow ourselves to integrate all of these new shifts and changes. And it's normal if you feel tired or drained or overwhelmed, because we're going through so many shifts. Like, fated events are going to be happening, really karmic things, and K2 is going to be vacuuming out things that don't serve us naturally or sometimes forcefully, and new fated events are going to be coming through as well, and synchronicities are happening. So we just really need to be patient with ourselves and allow ourselves to integrate, rest more if you need to, and a lot of self-love and self-care. And just know that you're not alone. We're all going through a massive shift and transformation, and don't just push full speed ahead during this time, because there's so much going on, and you really need to surrender now. And that is my biggest advice, is just to surrender and be as clean of a vessel as you can, so you can allow all the changes to happen in the most smooth flowing way. And also just trust that everything is happening for your highest good. So this new moon solar eclipse that we just had, these themes will be arising again at the time of this lunar eclipse, but we'll see it all in a new light, and also come to a full circle sort of moment where we understand so much deeper what is going on. And then the changes will then start to take place, and we just have to flow with it. So let's talk about the solar eclipse that we just had. This was in the nakshatra called Chitra, and Chitra is that celestial architect that turns the uncut stone into a beautiful statue, and the symbols are the pearl or the gem or the jewel, so beautiful symbols. And the deep spiritual meaning of this star is that pearl or gem or jewel is the beauty of your soul that resides deep within you. And our work is really to carve away at all of the limiting thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and things that we do to ourselves and in our lives that don't serve our highest good and aren't aligned with our soul. It's about carving away at all of those things, so that we come to see the true beauty that is within us, which is our soul, and then being free and authentically shining that beauty of that pearl within us out into the world. That is the true message of Chitra, and it's not so much about carving away at things outside of ourselves. It's about carving away to find the beauty that's actually within us. So the biggest theme that has come up for me at the time of this solar eclipse is connecting deeper with my inner child. And I know I have a long way to go with healing my inner child, but just connecting with your inner child is so important, and that, you know, your inner child is the purest, youngest part of you. So connecting with her or him, that little version of you, and really reflecting on the way you were as a child, the way that you interacted with the world around you and the people around you. Reflect on that and see how is that impacting the way that you connect with yourself today, now, and the way that you connect with the relationships around you now. Because if you know, if you didn't have an easy childhood, or even if you did, a lot of us had beautiful childhoods, but we still have stuff, that some part of us that we've neglected for whatever reason. It's really important to reconnect with that. And I feel that a lot of stuff is going on right now in the world with children, like, are being killed right now. And if people were fully connected to the younger aspect of themselves, they would have no ability to hurt another child. But you wouldn't have the ability to hurt another child if you weren't hurting your child self as well. So I don't want to speak too much about all of that stuff. I like to stay positive on my channel, because I really believe what you focus on grows, and what you focus on is what is created in reality. But it's also really important, I believe, to become aware of whatever it is within you, that especially at the time of this lunar eclipse, the light of the moon will be illuminating some shadow, some darkness within us that we haven't faced for whatever reason. And now we will have the strength from the moon to help us heal, and the strength of Ashwini, which is a miracle healer star. So this star of the lunar eclipse is Ashwini, Aries Ashwini, and this is actually the most childlike, playful star as well. So this theme of just being that pure, innocent version of you comes up again, because Aries is so bold and so courageous and so fearless, and Aries leads the way, guides the rest of us. But yet Aries is so childlike and so free. What does that show us? It's so important to see life through the lens of a child and to be in that energy, because children are so pure and so high vibrational. They have no fears, no worries, no insecurities that adults have. They are just ready to do whatever they want to do. And that's how we need to be, so that we have that strength and courage to take the new beginnings and the new leaps of faith that we are going to be encouraged to take. With this energy of the eclipses, we are being transformed on so many levels, and in order to flow through that process and surrender to it, we need to be somewhat childlike. So Aries teaches us that Ashwini is the very first nakshatra that has just entered the world like a child. So Ashwini has not had the chance to get super intertwined in the world of Maya and illusion and material attachments that pull us away from our soul. Aries Ashwini is super connected to that true soul essence, that pearl within us. Aries is just shining that out, and so pure and so aligned with that moral, ethical, and just, you know, that divine sort of purpose to help others, to lead others, to be that miracle healer that Ashwini is. So beautiful. So it's interesting that this star has just entered the world and is free from all the material, worldly attachments that are holding us back. But Ashwini, the planetary ruler, is Ketu. So I believe that Ashwini is very connected, the star is very connected to the energies of our past lifetimes, our ancestors even, and the things that our soul has done in past lifetimes that we sort of need to detach from and let go in order to be spiritually liberated and free. So Ashwini is very in touch with that. So this is really going to be amplified and illuminated right now to us, the habits, the patterns, the behaviors, the ways that we are with people, with ourselves, with our life that aren't serving our highest good, that we have repeated in past lifetimes, generationally. These things are going to be highlighted now. So this is such a powerful time for massive healing and miracle healings too. This is a time where we can really let go of some ancestral wounds and generational trauma and really, cut ties. I think this lunar eclipse would be a really powerful time to do like a cord cutting ritual or some sort of ceremony to connect with your ancestors or any loved ones that have passed away. It's a good time to connect with your roots and really see what sort of patterns that you may be reliving now to try and break these generational curses, really, that you now it's our time to really step out of some ways that are holding us back. And this is a massive karmic turning point because Rahu and Ketu, they move backwards. So Aries is actually the last point where Rahu and Ketu is moving back before they will move into Pisces and Virgo very soon, not long after this eclipse. So this is the chance for us to really end this karmic cycle, and the karmic cycle being whatever patterns and habits that you have that you're ready to let go of in this time. And this is a really pivotal point where we need to take on and embrace and learn the Aries ways of living before Rahu moves into Pisces, because Pisces is super, super spiritual, super connected to other realms, other beings, other spiritual things. Pisces is not so connected to themselves and their soul and their physical body and actually living this physical life. So what I said, that Pisces are super connected to their soul, but they're not so much able to connect that to the material earthly realms and actually share that and connect with their physical body and their ego and themselves. So this is the time now with this strong Aries energy to actually feel connected to our physical body, work out, do yoga, love your physical vessel. It houses your soul. So this is the time to feel that way and to embody that Martian spiritual warrior energy that Ashwini is, and being that warrior in your world when you need to be, standing your ground when you need to, having good boundaries when you need to, putting yourself first so that you are able to do what you need to do first so that your cup is full. That is what Aries teaches us. It's so important to do all of these things, and that is what gives you that confidence in your life to be able to do the things you need to do. And ultimately that does help other people and inspire others as well. Aries is bold, courageous, confident, fierce. There's some words that came up when I was meditating about Aries that are the shadow part of Aries, but it's really super important to embrace the shadow parts of yourself as well in this time, and see how you can put a positive spin and take out the positive aspect of the shadow. So for example, Aries are seen as super impulsive, which is a positive thing. It can be, because it's good to be spontaneous and carefree and really trusting your intuition and following that and knowing that that's going to guide you down the right path. So it's good to be impulsive sometimes, but also seeing how that can be a shadow and not being recklessly impulsive and doing things that are not aligned with your higher self. So you get that impulse or that spark to do something, just make sure it's coming from your heart and your soul, and then follow through. The next shadow thing is being aggressive. So Aries are known to be super, fiery and passionate. So let's change being aggressive in a negative sense to being passionate and being like super, just super passionate about what you believe in. That is a beautiful thing, and passion creates the most beautiful things in this life. So really, it's not a bad thing, but as long as you're not taking it to another level where you're being overly righteous, like making sure that you are always hearing out other people's points of view, and that you're open-minded, and that you're really just letting, if you get angry about things, like dealing with the anger that comes up as well. This is a huge time, I believe, where people are having to face their deep-seated, deep-rooted anger that they have, and why that is, and does that stem from your inner child as well, because a lot of it does. So being stubborn is another one, and that can also be so positive, because it's so positive to be able to stubbornly hold true to your authentic self, no matter what the world tells you, no matter what people try and sway you, or the external world try and sway you to do otherwise. Just staying truly authentically to yourself. But then obviously you can see how taking on stubbornness to the other level extreme is also not, like, you need to be open-minded, and you need to be open to other perspectives, and also perspectives are constantly shifting, especially now with these eclipses, and what we think and believe and we set our mind on now can definitely change, like within the next 5 minutes, within tomorrow. Like, things are just shifting and changing, so don't set yourself in stone. Like, just surrender to whatever ideas, thoughts, things want to come up. Being lustful is another shadow part of Ashwini, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. Like, being really connected to your sacred sensual energy and flowing with that is your sacral chakra, that is really following your desires and your passions, and that is what leads you to bliss and really creates the most beautiful creative things in the world, comes through following your sensual desires. So that's not a bad thing either. So yeah, those are some of the shadows that will be highlighted. There is a lot of transformative change going on right now with these eclipses, and it's really time to just embrace whatever is coming up and just really flow through with it. And I hope you all have a beautiful lunar eclipse. I do want to actually, I just want to share one last thing I just remembered, is this dream that I had of this girl I work with, and I am for sure she has Ashwini in her chart. I know she has Aries in her chart, and I'm sure it's definitely Ashwini Nakshatra. But I had this dream of her, and she was in a farm with these animals around her, but the horses especially she was speaking with, And Ashwini actually has a connection to the horses. The symbol is the horse's head, and the deities are the two Ashwini Kumaras. They're connected to horses too. So anyway, in this dream, this girl was speaking to these horses. She had the same language as them and they could understand her. And I was trying to get into the farm, and there was like a pass that you needed to get through, to open the gate to enter and be with the horses. And I could see that I had lost my pass, and I used to have it when I was a kid. So now I see the message of this dream is that this girl, who is also, oh, she is so beautiful. I don't know her very well, but when I told her about this dream, I found out that she actually used to ride horses, and she used to work with horses when she was a kid. So I did have a very psychic dream that I feel needs to be shared in this video because it's so aligned, and it's the message that, like, the people with the star Aries Ashwini, they're so connected to that pure energy that animals have, that children have. It comes from this pure unconditional love, and I could see that she was able to just speak with these horses because she was resonating on the same vibration as them, and that is that miracle healing energy that Ashwini has. And I was shown that I wasn't able to get into that farm because I had lost my way, but when I was a child, I had that. So when we are children, when we're young, we have this beautiful, pure, innocent energy that is free from all the fears and the insecurities and all of those things. And I believe ultimately that is why Aries and Ashwini, especially the star, has this miracle healing influence, because it's coming from that most purest, highest vibrational place of love. And this is what we need to work on connecting with in this time, and we do have the strength of this star at this time to heal ourselves. So even like if you have any medical issues or anything like that, like really I believe that everything that we have within us, we can heal through spirit, through our emotions, through our words, through our intentions. So I pray that we all go through some miracle healing, whatever it is that our soul needs, to help us connect the most deepestly with our highest self. And let's all embody the strong, fierce, courageous Aries energy so that we can take these new beginnings and these new leaps of faith that we're going to be pushed towards from Rahu. And yeah, I just pray for all of that, for all of you, and I pray for healing for this world. I pray that everyone in this world gets more connected to their inner child and see that we are all just these little children in these adult bodies, and we're just living out these wounds of our younger inner child self, and we're all just trying to heal that in this adult life as well. So let's all be kind to one another, and if you see someone that upsets you or says something, is aggressive with you in this time, because those sort of emotions will be illuminated, see them as a child and see how would you respond and react to them if you can see that they are just a little wounded younger child self playing out something that maybe they were abused, maybe they were yelled upon when they were young, and now they're just reliving that to learn how to heal that. So when we see things in those perspectives, we can have so much more empathy and patience with the world around us. So yeah, that's all I want to share with you all. I hope you have a beautiful lunar eclipse, and stay tuned. I am ready soon to create a video about the Rahu and Ketu change. I have a lot of stuff that's come up that I want to share about that, so stay tuned for that. But I hope this lunar eclipse is a really beautiful, powerful, transformative and high vibrational and uplifting lunar eclipse for you all. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That really does help me out as well. And if you are interested in a personal chart reading, reach out to me. You can send me an email. I have Etsy as well, where I have some information on there. But yeah, I love you all. Stay tuned for the next video.